Welcome in, episode 38, Frosty Takes Podcast, the podcast where we talk about a lot of things, including Bruce's addiction to marijuana. This week, episode 38. Just kidding. We're here to talk about NBA Finals, Stanley Cup Finals, golf, some other shit that's going on. We had to start out with a bang, folks. It's been too dry. We're almost to the point where baseball is going to be the only thing we're going to be talking about. We're going to get into pop culture. We're going to get into personal, deep, dark secrets. Bruce.
Oh, Lord.
And it's going to get weird.
I don't think we're getting into deep, dark secrets, but I think we are going to try to add a couple segments, whether it not even be sport related, and just kind of, open the ballpark up, get some people talking, maybe get some arguments sparked kind of thing. And I like it. I like this crew needs to stir the pot more. I think that's what the people want to see. The people want to see people arguing. They don't want to see us talking about analytical shit that we really don't know at the end of the day. So
when do we get analytical on this show?
NFL season, we got pretty into it. And I think we bring some value, but that really can't be all we are. We're not experts. Nobody's an expert. I think people are pretty good at certain things in this group, and we have a well-rounded group. Blake up there with NASCAR. He by far leads the pack in that department. Bruce has some on the field football.
I'm the one winning fucking bets on NASCAR the last 2 weeks.
Oh, are you tweeting them off the account?
They're not on Underdog.
Fraudulent, fraud. Fraud.
I'm also throwing out like 3 bets for first place, and only one of them wins, obviously. So
very good odds, though, right? I'm assuming.
Oh, they're at least plus 500 usually.
Yeah, that's cool. Kind of like golf, where you kind of almost play like roulette a little bit, like 4 or 5 guys, one hits,
exactly.
You're good.
Shout out my boy Victor Hovland, stud, and then was caddying the next morning after winning. Just an absolute beauty of a man. But
speaking
of, we're gonna go right into that, huh?
I think, I mean, we were gonna talk a little hockey and NBA first, but since we already brought up golf, we don't have to get too much into the details of it, but just everybody's initial thoughts on the absolute surprise. I mean, I don't know very many things that have happened in any other sports where a surprise like this, like that's kind of almost like a shockwave to the sport occurs. Initial reactions. I'll kind of go last and round it off with what I've seen today. I've been glued to the phone a little bit today. But Bruce, why don't you start us off? You know a little bit about golf and kind of space and what's going on. So
just for the initial thought is Jay Monahan is a fucking scumbag, just the absolute scum of the earth. The category that only a few people actually truly belong in. He worked his way up there. And I mean, I feel bad for guys like Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy, who turned down literally fucking ungodly, like generational.
There was like 5-6 people, and the total number of money was rough estimated at like $2 or $3 billion.
It was 2.1 billion. I know exactly what you're talking about. It was 2.1 billion for like just Tiger, Rory,
Colin Morikawa,
Will Zalatoris. Was it Hideki or was it
Hideki? They were evaluating it like 300 or 400 mil because he had won the Masters when that was going on.
Yeah, but I mean they were talking well over 2 billion to get those guys, and now it looks like those guys should have taken the money. It looks like fucking Phil and Brooks and Bryson and all those guys, they're gonna have to pay like a $250,000 fine to get back into the PGA for next season, but they're getting paid out the entirety of their contract. They're getting literally hundreds of millions of dollars. So they made out like fucking bandits.
Yeah, I think the hardos too, like Rory and even Tiger, can look kind of stupid because at the end of the day, money talks. And again,
they had no part in this decision, so I don't want to.
I mean, they look stupid for shaming the people last year, and then we're all trying to be cool about it this year, which is fine. And maybe they changed their stance a little bit, but at the end of the day, money talks. Does in every sport, does in the NFL more than anything. The NFL runs America. That's what it is.
I feel like it's more Jay Monahan made them look stupid than they made themselves. But
I
you're
agree.
right.
That would be my point too. Jay
Looking back on it, it's not a great look, especially for Rory McIlroy, who put on the cape and went fucking hard defending the PGA Tour and just going after all the guys who left. And like, I understand where he's coming from, because at the time it's like, okay, you guys might be fucking with my money, you might be fucking with my livelihood. But then for what's it been, 2 years? For Jay Monahan to just go behind their backs. It was him and 2 other PGA board members in the discussions. I guess this negotiation took 7 weeks and they didn't tell a fucking soul. Colin Morikawa had to wake up and find out on Twitter.
I mean, all these guys found out.
Everybody. Tiger found out this morning, and I'm not going to hold too much against Rory. I think Rory kind of understood that he was the guy, with Tiger kind of being out of the picture the last 4 or 5 years, not being very consistent. And I'm sure Tiger might have had that conversation with Rory too. Like, you are the star. You are the guy on top. You got to kind of take a stand and protect what's ours in our game. And I credit Rory for that, because it's not an easy thing to do. And now he does look dumb because of Jay Monahan. And I think at most it was Jay Monahan and 5 individuals who were really involved in this over this 7-week span. It's tough. It's tough. It's a horrid look for Jay Monahan. I've been kind of doing some research. There is a golfer who is part of the YouTube space who kind of went live on Twitch after the 4:00 players meeting, gave some insight into how that meeting went. And there was a lot of hostility in the meeting from what he kind of said. He didn't get too much into the details. I'm sure more will come out over the coming weeks. But Jay Monahan at one point was left a little speechless on some questions. He was also not chanted at, but someone pretty much stood up, a PGA Tour member, and asked him to resign. So it's going to be an interesting couple weeks to see how this plays off. I'm really interested to see how they're going to innovate this team aspect, because from what I saw, it sounds like they're going to kind of bring like a LIV team aspect into the space of what they're trying to create. It'll be really interesting to see how that plays out.
They were looking into seeing how the team game could fit into a PGA Tour, or what's the other one, DP World Tour, which is basically the same thing.
I have a feeling they're going to restructure some events and make it more kind of mixed up. Like, we have like the Zurich Classic, which is the paired. We have the Dell, which is a match play where you're playing one-on-one against people trying to move on through bracket.
We should get a fucking PGA Scramble tournament.
I honestly think we're going to get some four-man tournaments where they kind of switch up some of these tournaments, kind of like an RBC Heritage or some of the ones that are kind of those mid-tier ones.
Give me like a 2 or a 3-man best ball scramble.
A four-man scramble would be crazy. You'd see some fucking shocking numbers.
I mean, they would go so low. It would be.
We'd have some
awesome.
59s on the card. It would be
you would see some of the most incredible shots, where it's like, all right, fucking, especially if you let the guys pick their partners. So
I mean, you're gonna have guys who it's gonna be like, you're gonna have to go 4 days, 20 under minimum. We're looking at 80 under to win the tournament, and even harsh conditions.
That would be so sick, though.
Which would be it would be kind of crazy. So I could see them taking some of these lower tier, kind of like the RBC Canadian Open that's going on this week, and maybe switching those up into some team play stuff. But it'll be interesting to see how it shakes out. It really will. But Jay Monahan, man, especially with people pulling clips of his big stance at the beginning and some talks that he had on live television. It's just a horrible look.
The things he said about the Saudis and 9/11, and then just to walk it back.
I heard some things about.
He was like, "Have we forgotten that you guys are going to take their money? Have we forgotten 9/11?" And now he's taking all of their money.
Yeah, and also just where was I going with this? Like, I don't know, dude. It's just a fucked up situation. And something about, and this could be a reach. I don't have any credited sources that I found towards this, but something about potential FBI investigations, kind of monitoring PGA Tour and some of the financials.
I did see something about that. Yeah, they were
and
looking
how,
into the books.
I don't understand how a merger with LIV would remove that from the equation. So that's kind of why I didn't give too much credit to that.
Well, it prevents all the guys who went to LIV. They were all suing the PGA for and now they can. Now that they've merged, they're not legally allowed to do that. Yeah,
you got to drop. Okay. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. It's going to be, I'll tell you what I'm really excited for is Full Swing Season 2. We're going to have a Michael Block episode at the PGA. We're going to have this. And, obviously the next 4 weeks are going to be kind of crucial to see even more stuff. I think it's going to make the U.S. Open. It's going to be a big talking point there. And
I want to know if Full Swing, if Netflix got their cameras in that players meeting this afternoon.
I did see a video. There were cameras. I cannot confirm if there were Netflix cameras in that meeting, but there were a lot of media members and people who had access, but we're not allowed to necessarily speak out on it yet. I think they can potentially in the future give out some stories, but there were media members. So it is possible that we might be getting a clip of that. There was also kind of like a post-players meeting that Rory kind of led, so I don't know if maybe Full Swing could get in on that and kind of see just from the players aspect of it. But either way, just seeing how they kind of goes would be interesting to watch. So it's going to be an interesting couple weeks in the golf world. U.S. Open got a whole lot more interesting.
Despite, Monahan being a total moron, this is actually great news for people who like golf and like to watch like we do. This is actually huge news that we're going to get the best players back together again competing, because it sucks. You see some of your favorite LIV guys in the majors. It was awesome seeing Brooks hold on and win, and now we're going to get that all the time again. And it's going to be interesting for people like Dustin Johnson who are like, hey, I wanted to play 8 times a year, and that's why I went. And now it's well, I mean, it could certainly still be possible, but it's almost like you feel added pressure to come prove them wrong.
On the Saudi side of it too, right? The guys that join LIV Golf, right? Like your Ian Poulters, your Pat Perez's. These guys took the money. They're on the back end of their careers. With how the youth is kind of getting better and better at golf and it's becoming bigger, these are some guys who might have to worry on their end if they can compete and keep their cards, especially after leaving. So that's another aspect that not a lot of people are talking about. Ian Poulter is not the same Ian Poulter that he was. Pat Perez is not the same Pat Perez that he was.
Ian Poulter is almost old enough to be able to go to the seniors tour.
Yeah, and those contracts are guaranteed, so who gives a shit?
It'll be interesting to see, are there going to be LIV dedicated events where we're going to have that party style still? I wouldn't mind seeing them keep the Australian one that they just had. The Australian one this year, if you watched any of the highlights from it, those guys were getting rowdy. It was almost like their version of the Waste Management. But to your point too, Nick, I don't know how much golf I watch really other than the 4 majors. I always watch the one down in Scottsdale, the Waste Management. I like watching the Dell.
I don't sit and watch, but when I'm doing shit around the house or
I will be putting it on more on Thursdays and Fridays.
Yeah, I have it on all the time. It's just good background
noise. Yeah. Yep, 100%. 100%.
It's nice to have on a hungover Sunday morning. It's nice and relaxing.
Yeah,
especially Saturday afternoon, if you're doing a little gaming, throw it on a second screen.
Hungover Sunday is always, you're trying to take a nap anyways. It's not a super important tournament. You kind of just throw it on for some background noise. You wake up and see what's going on. Maybe
it's literally what I did this Sunday.
Yep. But Blake, I don't know if you have too much info or if you want to speak your piece kind of on the situation. Feel free. Otherwise, we can kind of move into NBA, NHL. But you got anything for us in terms of this?
The first thing I thought of was going forward, how are we going to rank people in the past and the future? This guy won this and this tournament, but now we got this dude winning tournaments in Africa.
Yes, they're going to be consolidated now, and there's going to be point system for all the events, I'm assuming, because now the DP World Tour is a part of this too.
There's already, I can't remember what it's called, but there's a website that does it already. That keeps all all golfers ranked in the world on one list.
Yeah, but there was no live pointage, so guys who are playing in live events weren't gaining points toward
No,
world rankings.
they did. It's not like the official world rankings. It took those into account, but it also included how guys are doing. So, like in the official world golf rankings, Brooks Koepka dropped down to like the 20th or some shit because he hadn't been playing in officially ranked matches outside of the majors. And in this other one, he was still like top 5.
With the merger, though, there's going to be some sort of consolidated system for all of these events where it's going to kind of go into play. It's one of those things that they're going to have to work out. There's so many things.
Well, they'll figure it out, and this doesn't kick in until next year anyway. So, like the PGA and LIV are both going to finish out their separate seasons for the rest of this year, and then they'll merge next season.
My final words on it, and then we'll move on. Just all those guys who were in that room, including on the live side, are kind of fucking scumbags for making the decision. They kept everybody out of the part. The fucking guy who was like the old PGA Tour member who always used to wear like the cowboy hats. He didn't even fucking know he's like the CEO or CFO or like head lead guy of live. His name escapes me. Former pro golfer.
Greg Norman.
Greg Norman. He didn't even fucking know. Greg Norman did not know that this merger was happening until it came out today, just like everybody else. There was like 3 people on PGA side, 3 on LIV, maybe 1 or 2 from DP. You know, the head guys and a couple board members on each side in that room. They are the only people that knew, and they're kind of all scumbags for it.
What is the DP World Tour?
So the DP World Tour is the renamed European Tour.
Oh, okay.
It used to just be called the European Golf Tour. DP World kind of bought out the naming rights for it, so it's been named the DP World Tour since. But they do like the British Masters. They've got the
okay.
They always start the season out in Dubai with the Desert Classic, and so all those tours on the other side of the pond.
PGA events in Dubai now.
It'll still be under. It all depends if they just become kind of one entity and just throw maybe like DP in front of some of the tournaments, LIV in front of some of the tournaments, and PGA in front of most of them. It's going to be interesting, but we'll see how it shakes out. Not a lot of unanswered questions that will have to come out throughout the rest of this summer. But moving on, we're going to move into NBA. 2 games in, series tied at 1. We got game 3 tomorrow. Boys, what are your thoughts on?
Hey! Stop, Nick. Stop.
Ed is picking that up.
You're just rubbing the mic on your beard.
Sorry.
That's good. Sorry to all the folks who just got a fucking screech of Nick's beard in their fucking ear.
Sorry.
Boys, what are you thinking? 2 games in, series tied up. Heat with a comeback in game 2 to steal one in Denver. Where are we at, Bruce? We'll start with you again here on this one.
Well, I did say Denver in 6, and Jimmy Butler was good enough to steal one on the road and make sure he clips one off at home. So far, my predictions look good. I will say the second game looked like a totally different team for Miami. For some reason, in the first game, Joker beat him without really having to score. Like, he still had a triple-double, and he still put up like 27 points or whatever it was, but he didn't really have to score. He was doing it mostly from the free throw line. The second game, he scored as much as he wanted, and Miami would give him a bucket rather than let him find the outlet and take a 3. And if that's how that's going to go, where they're just going to make Jokic beat them, it could be a longer series.
I don't have much to say, Nick. I'll let you go first. I'm just going to quickly say I'm going to ride with Jimmy G, baby. I'm just going to ride with Jimmy G.
I was wrong. I think not only can he win this series, I think they may. I mean, it's very impressive seeing the adjustments they've made, and you just keep looking at that Nuggets bench, and it's just not very impressive. The starting unit's good, and it is better than Miami's, but what these guys continue to do is so impressive, and they just beat, like, it's a new guy every night. And you knew game 1, I couldn't really judge because 1, I had a softball game and didn't watch much of it, but 2, you looked at the statistics, and Max Strus didn't hit a shot until after halftime, and Duncan Robinson didn't have a good game. If these guys are average, which Strus had 13, I think, in game 2, and Duncan Robinson had a stretch where he scored 10 straight in the fourth. Like, if they're doing that, then Miami can do everything. And I'll say this, Jimmy hasn't looked great in either game. So if Jimmy gets going, like the way we know Jimmy knows how, I think that Miami can take 2 at home right here and go back to Denver up 3-1. I'm thinking I'm leaning more towards Bruce's prediction. I think either way, it's going 6 at least at this point from what I've seen. These teams are a lot too closer than I thought. And inserting Kevin Love in the starting lineup by Spoelstra is so huge because then you can double Jokic and then you put Jimmy Butler on Jamal Murray. And then you let Aaron Gordon
make the other
Michael
guys
Porter
beat us.
beat you. Yeah, that's genius. Great
Are-
coaching.
He was
the
he was
Denver
only
Nuggets
in the starting lineup because the other guy was sick.
No, he said he started up to be able to double Jokic.
Are the Denver Nuggets doing anything to kind of isolate and game plan? I haven't watched enough, kind of seen clips here or there, kind of throw it on while I'm doing shit. Are they doing anything to kind of result in Jimmy having a slow start in games 1 and 2, or anything that we're seeing on that aspect of it from the other side?
I just think he's been bad. He's been off shooting a little bit. He's been a little hesitant.
Seems like a lot of teams, like we were talking, struggle in Denver though, like we were talking last episode.
Yeah, and there are reports that his dad's not doing so well and he's ill, and then he mentioned that he gave his conference MVP trophy to him. So I don't know how much there's that as well, but I don't know. No excuses this time of year. I just think he just hasn't gotten comfortable, and I think he more than anyone in the league can understand what a team's trying to do to him and figure it out eventually. And I would bet his over points in game 3. I think he's going to be aggressive. I think he understands where he has the Nuggets, and he's going to do a lot in his power to try and get a home win there.
All right, we'll go back around here. Blake, anything you see from the NBA, my friend?
Obviously I don't like NBA, but I was watching Sports Center, and I think I have a betting strategy here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
So
He fucks with this.
Whenever he goes over 40 points, they've lost every single game in the postseason. So whenever he goes under, they win. They're 13-1 when he's under 40 points. So my thought is, if we think that the Heat are going to win a game, obviously take Jokic over 40 points.
Start betting both, maybe like as singles. You can even or even parlay them. Okay.
Yeah.
And then vice versa if you think
and then swap it. Yep.
Under. Yeah. Okay. All right. I don't know
if
there's too many alternates. Yeah. I don't know, but I mean, I'm sure there are some alternate lines for him to go 40 plus. So I don't hate it. I don't hate it. You probably get some good odds on that too, even though it is Jokic. But all right. I'm going to stick with the Heat. I do think, and I think it's good for the series that this one goes deeper too, and we kind of get some back and forth. So I'm excited to tune in a little bit more and watch and hopefully see Jimmy G pull it out. Moving on. We're going to go straight into NHL. Vegas looks fucking very good. Very good, very good. And I'll tell you who looks absolutely phenomenal is Hill in the Vegas net. That guy has made some phenomenal saves, standing on his fucking head, and the boys are playing in front of him. Nick, I think you were right in what you said in the group chat, man. This could be 4. I think this is a must-win Game 3 for Florida. I don't think it's tomorrow. I think it's probably Thursday. Since the NBA is on tomorrow. But must-game win for Florida. Otherwise, if they lose, then I will certainly be all over Vegas Game 4.
Yeah, this I'm pretty sure the series is over, and it's not because Vegas won the first 2 games at home. If you watch when the 3rd and 4th lines are out there, Vegas's 3rd and 4th line is so much better than Florida's. It's ridiculous, and I don't think people understand how deep Vegas is. And plus, the back end led by Pietrangelo. Nobody's talking about the playoffs he's having, but it's actually really insane how good he's been. It's almost like and not in terms of scoring, but in terms of minutes played and production, it's like similar to what Duncan Keith did in 15 for the Hawks. He's just on the ice all the time and just the puck finds him, assists, just always involved. It's just really good. And I think for this series, you look at these two teams and they're big physical teams. And I think you look at the last few years of what teams have tried to do at the deadline is they tried to get these like smaller players that are going to like have a little more finesse and scoring to your team for the playoffs. I think GMs around the league need to look at this and get back to the way of building hockey teams is just by finding those gritty third, fourth liners who are big, who can skate, who can check and do it all instead of, adding a bunch of skill players. And I think we'll see that shift by some teams this offseason.
That was a lot to take in. I don't know. I kind of fucking zoned out listening in on that. But Nick,
Jesus Christ.
We love the evaluation as always. Bruce, did you already talk about this?
I have not. No.
Let's go on over to Bruce.
This guy is out of here. Why is he running this show?
I don't know why I'm running. I feel like I'm doing okay though up until that point.
Must game win. I didn't
put that on a t-shirt.
Me and Dylan caught it.
Did I say it multiple times like that too then? Like, did I keep fucking it up?
I think you just said it that way the once.
Okay. Must game win. That's funny. It is a must game win though. It really is.
Must win game, jackass.
Both don't matter. The English alphabet is synonymous. Parallel.
Also no. Just stop. Back to the hockey.
Back to hockey. Hit me with it, Bruce. Blake, then we're coming to you after, my friend.
Yeah, no, Vegas's penalty kill has been outstanding. They've taken a lot of bad penalties this series, I feel like, but they're just shutting Florida down, which is very hard to do. They've got Matty Tkachuk in a fucking pretzel. That guy has 2 games, 10-minute misconduct penalty. They both come late in the games, but he's missing 3-4 minutes every game because he's getting sent to the showers. That's not good when he's the best player on your team. Like the last series, he literally had 4 game-winning goals. He's why they're where they are, and now he's taken, like, I've seen him take a couple very aggressive, like, unnecessary cross-checking penalties, and he's gotten tossed out of games, and you can't be doing that if you're the catalyst of this team. And then, like Nick said, Vegas is just a bigger, I feel like, more physical team, and Florida is trying to get them to start fights, and Vegas is like, no, we don't need to do that. We'll beat you up within the rules of the game, and then just when we've got you worn down, we'll score and score and score some fucking more.
Yeah, and kind of like I said, while Hill is really standing on his head too and making some great saves, Bob on the other side has really cooled off.
Really
I think
they gotta make a move.
I would give him game 3, and then you're down 3-0. I'm switching the goalie. Game 4, especially if.
Who's their second goalie? Is it Spencer Knight? Or is he hurt?
I'm not sure because I thought the backup was potentially hurt, but Bob's got to figure it out. Like I said, must win game. Game 3. I am thinking about taking Florida because I'm still hoping they can kind of pull this one back, but I can assure you if I do and they lose game 3, I will be all over Vegas game 4. But Blake, anything you've seen from hockey, first 2 games that you'd like to bring to the table?
Nothing for me. I missed the last 2 games, so
Blake's been a busy man, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Busy man. I'm with you, Blake. I've traveled 6 weekends in a row, and then worked all week, every week. So it's been hectic around these parts too. But Dylan, you got anything for hockey? I know you're a big hockey guy too. I'm sure you've watched anything.
Anything
you got from?
I think I jinxed the Panthers. with my hat swap last week.
That is a sweet hat, though.
Yeah, you want it? I have no use for it. I'm going full Vegas now.
The red one.
Wait, put the Vegas hat on and rejinx the
No.
jinx.
No, don't put that Vegas hat on.
Put
you
it
son
on.
of a bitch.
Don't you stick that knife in your leg.
Let's go. So
Oh,
needed. The
oh,
reverse.
shit.
The reverse.
Florida's winning game 3 now.
Florida's fucking back. Florida's so fucking back. Lock it
I
in,
will be
folks.
betting.
I will be taking
Vegas
Florida
-1.5.
money line. Florida money line tomorrow night. Lock it in. I'm gonna lock it in right now. Probably gonna get shit fucking odds.
With the book I'm looking at, it's -121.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, folks. Give me Vegas -121, or Jesus Christ, Florida -121, and give me Matthew Tkachuk to score a goal. Because if one's gonna hit, the other's gonna have to hit.
Too.
If one's gonna
gonna
hit,
need
the
him to
other's
score
gonna have to
too.
hit.
Meanwhile,
Lock me
I just
in.
locked in with Vegas -1.5 at +240.
You should teeter it with.
Nope,
You should hedge it a little bit with Vegas, just straight up money line.
we don't hedge bets around here.
No, that's why you keep redepositing. Nick joke. We brought a Nick joke into here. Saved it for him. He's too busy on his phone to be able to put that one out there. So don't worry, Nick. I got you. I'll hit that zinger for you. Any information on that phone that you'd like to bring to the attention of the pod? I'm assuming you're looking up statistics or something.
No, just looking at the betting lines for tomorrow night's basketball game, seeing who I'm going to be on.
All right.
So we've talked about 2 championships. Should we talk about a third, Josh? One occurring Saturday morning.
That is right. I completely forgot because I'm going to be at a wedding, and
I just remembered right now.
Yeah,
It's actually Saturday afternoon at 2 p.m.
Let me pull up the sports book for this one. But we have the Champions League final this Saturday, ladies and gentlemen. Manchester City looking to complete the treble and kind of establish themselves as one of the great teams in the history of the sport.
Look at the Spurs fan over there. He has no idea what a treble means.
Nick, what 3 trophies do you have to win if you're a Premier League team to be eligible to be said to have won the treble?
I only care about the Premier League title.
That is one of them.
Nobody cares about the Champions League. If
That
people
is
cared,
that is 2 of them.
if people cared, it wouldn't be on in June.
Nick, if you can answer the third,
so people don't care about
correctly-
the NHL, the Stanley Cup Finals, or the NBA Finals, huh?
In
Because
America,
they're also
no.
on in June.
Nick, if you can
They're
answer
also
the
America,
final
we do.
trophy that you
Nobody
have to
cares
win
about
to
a
win the
half of
treble
baseball
in
season.
the next 5 seconds, I will give you $100. 5.
FA
Four.
Cup.
You're a clown.
I don't know. I'm not gonna.
No,
use my phone.
you're right. Josh is a clown.
That's $100. I want a Venmo now.
Call me Jay Brucey Jr.
You can't. Don't make bets you're not going to fulfill.
We didn't shake on it. There was no confirmation. You didn't agree.
Dylan,
with
clip
that. You
that.
just
Dylan,
said
clip
the
that.
team.
I want Josh. Clip that. I want Josh curse. We're putting a curse on Jay Nyloff's whole gambling account and life right now.
Jesus.
He's
Boom.
had a curse.
All
Till
right,
I get paid. Till I get
Haven't
paid.
had a curse since football season.
Well, give me
Yep.
till Friday. The paycheck comes Friday.
Real men don't wait for paychecks.
Well,
Real
real
men
men,
don't
when they
live
put down a
paycheck to
deposit
paycheck.
on something that's a lot of fucking money, maybe you have to wait for a paycheck.
I bought a ring, a house, put a deposit down for a wedding, paid a DJ a deposit, and food vendors already. And you don't see me waiting for paychecks to pay out my bets.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I think he looked that up.
I have, dude, I'll show you my phone. It's been sitting right there. I don't have anything open on
Yeah,
my
open it up and show it then. Don't just show me the phone with your fucking home screen.
Face ID, dickhead.
Literally, it was
Don't
an
pull anything.
I didn't touch anything. It was an MLB
Okay.
prospect article.
Go
Look,
to Safari. Go to
Zally De La
Safari.
Cruz.
that's it. That's
Go to
literally
Did I
Safari.
see?
Jackson
Did
Holiday.
I see Pornhub pull up?
He's deleting the evidence. You're on the home page. There's no way. That guy
I think
just
it's
There's
because he
nothing
had
here.
Pornhub up.
There's nothing here. I don't even think there's anything.
That
My
guy
last
just deleted evidence.
my last
right there.
4 tabs.
This is fucking
He-
criminal.
He is
I
a
didn't.
Tom Brady fan.
I didn't.
You were
I
fucking
didn't.
It does not take that much to get to Safari
Nyloff.
doing fucking nudes
Nyloff.
over there. You're
Nyloff.
disposing.
Nyla,
Disposing
I
the
didn't look
evidence.
it up. It was impossible. I was literally sitting.
It's not impossible. It's not impossible.
Just pay
You
me
know
my
why?
100. Dylan, clip it. He's cursed until he pays me.
So back to the Champions League final.
Every
Manchester
time you've
City.
said no, shut the fuck up about the Champions League final. Every fucking time you've tried to curse me or mush me,
Cursed.
it don't work. It don't do nothing.
Okay.
It don't
You're
do
cursed.
nothing. You're cursed.
You can't curse
Oh,
someone who.
We got a
Really?
good old curse
No.
off.
You can't curse
curse-
someone who didn't do
Alright.
something to get cursed.
You cursed him.
False
That's worthy of
cursing
getting
after you
cursed.
cheated. It's fucking
You shut
criminal.
up,
You're cursed.
Moose balls.
Have you ever seen the balls
hold
of a
on,
moose?
Shut the
They're
fuck
huge.
up down there. I'll pay you 100 when Bruce pays you 100.
Bruce has been cursed. That guy keeps depositing in his account.
I haven't.
I'm not
deposited
paying you
in a long
because
time.
if one person in this group is not going to pay up a bet that comes to the Skype call, then why should the other? We did
Nyloff.
nothing to establish
Nyloff, this
any
is
sort
actually a great transition when me and Bruce whooped your ass in golf. Then you cried like a little bitch on the 18th hole at Big Run and said, if you don't take double or nothing, I'm not going to pay you. And then we fucking took the
I
double or nothing.
know I would have fucking
Stuck it
paid
in your
you.
ass.
And I
Stuck
paid
it in
you
your
in the
ass.
parking lot. And I
No.
paid you in the parking lot.
No, actually, you paid me at Bruce's house after I confronted you about it, and it was only $188. So you're cursed for that too.
I do owe you 12, and I meant to send that too.
No, I don't want your 12. I want my 112. You said it. You can't put stuff in the universe like that, not for Phil. But
But
anyway,
Bruce
let's
did.
move on.
Bruce did. Bruce did, and nobody
Bruce
fucking
paid
did. All
up
you
his fines.
bullshit.
Bruce
look
paid up.
Look at the blank look on his face, trying to think of when the fuck did that happen.
Oh, he never paid me for the hundo. He just had some bad betting luck for a while.
I would rather give my money to a sports book than you for that.
Okay, you're the one who said it, so you only have you to blame for that. I didn't
Back
say
to
it.
the Champions League final.
Literally, the funny part is the FA Cup, the Champions League, and the Premier League title are the only 3 things I know.
Yeah, I mean all the other ones are really small. Like they still call it the Carabao Cup for the other one.
I have no
Yeah.
idea what the other ones
Yeah,
are.
they do.
And the only reason I
Yeah.
know the FA Cup is I remember someone saying West Ham still has a chance at it, or did at one point. I don't know.
I think they were through to the quarters, but that's about it. Which is
Oh,
pretty good
okay.
for them. Because usually you run into
They
if
made
you're
it
like a
further
mid-table
than
team.
Tottenham did. Tottenham lost to like a championship side.
Yeah, I remember that. I heard.
Yeah, because we gave Nick shit because that was when he started really kind of talking shit about Tottenham and being a Dave Portnoy wannabe and stuff like that.
Not true. I was a Tottenham fan before Dave.
No, you weren't.
I sure was. You can ask
Nope.
Brittany.
Dave was on the Coys last year. You weren't. It's the first year you were.
No, he was on it in September. I've been on him since like
No, he was he
August.
did a
He was
pizza review with
more
Harry
open.
Kane during COVID.
He was more openly on Tottenham at the beginning of this season. Yes, by far. But he was on Tottenham last season, confirmed video.
you guys
evidence is
root
available.
for the fucking New York Yankees of the Premier League. Shut the fuck up. That's what
No,
small
we
is.
don't.
well, technically
No.
that's who I'm rooting for on Saturday, but
No, the New York Yankees are Man City. They are what
or would they
Yankees-
actually be united because
No,
they
no.
pay a ton of money and never actually win anything and just
No.
talk about
Man-
the old titles they've won.
Man City is
That's
like
what you do with Chelsea.
Man City is like if you took the Dodgers and the Yankees and said you can all come together and be one team with all the same financials. That's Man City.
Okay. I'm learning.
Chelsea's more like a Boston Red Sox.
Chelsea's more like a
This
fucking
is ironic
loser
because the
club.
guy who owns the Red Sox owns a Premier League team. Which one does he own?
Doesn't he own?
Liverpool?
I don't think it's Liverpool.
I don't think it's Liverpool either. But yeah. What were we talking about? Champions League. Yeah, we actually got to still talk about the Champions League.
Who should I bet on for that?
I don't. Well, it's Man City versus Inter Milan. I'm gonna look up the odds here. I can't imagine that.
The sports book I use has City at -230 on the money line. And yeah, John William Henry owns Liverpool Football Club. Fuck you guys. I was right. The guy who owns the Red Sox owns Liverpool.
Cool. Liverpool's kind of like a Boston Red Sox type vibe too, to be fair though. But
yeah,
I mean,
Inter's +600. There, I did see a theory that said to win the Champions League, you have to have was it a Serb on your team?
Serbian.
Yeah. What is Kovacic? Mateo Kovacic. What nationality is he?
Croatian.
Because Croatia. So you had to have a Croat on your team to win the
What does that
Champions
have to do with him?
I just it has nothing to do with him. It was just his nationality of people. There's been
Who is the Croatian on Inter?
Rakitic.
That's true. Confirmed.
And there isn't one on Man City.
Isn't Skriniar?
No, he's
Croatian. Or he's Serbian.
Yeah, he's Serbian.
That's why I thought Serbian. That's who I thought of actually when you said Serbian. But I mean, if you're okay with splashing quite a bit of cash, Man City at -230, even in full time, seems kind of like an obvious play here. You gotta really pour the money out to get the return on that, but who knows? You never know. Maybe you flash just kind of like a 10-15 on the +600.
Wait, no, it's not Rakitic, it's Brozovic, but still Croatian.
Cool. Yeah, dude, I don't know. Bruce, what is Erling Haaland to score?
Probably minus money, if we're being honest.
Even if it's like -150, I'm splashing though.
Goal scorer. First goal scorer, Erling Haaland, is +190.
Jesus Christ.
Two score, Erling Haaland is -159.
I will be on that for probably
Ilkay Gundogan. Ilkay Gundogan at +300 to score. He scored twice in the last game.
I'm gonna bet Inter. That's crazy to be +600. I want to bet that.
It's not a bad, like, obviously don't put like full units on this, but just a little sprinkle.
I'm gonna put 100 on it. I'm gonna put the 100 you send me on it.
If it hits, you can take Marcelo Brozovic.
I'm gonna take your titties off, Savich.
That you tried to make that work and it didn't work.
It worked for me.
It did not work.
It worked.
All right, Josh, you had a top 3 that you wanted to get to?
Yes. We're going to do another top 3. I really enjoyed the top 3 last week. What did we do? Summer alcoholic drink rankings.
You enjoyed it, but you had
wait. I thought we were talking best golfer in our group first.
Oh yeah. We're gonna include obviously Awas and Ryan in this, even though neither of them are here.
And I just want to say we're not including Dominic because the guy can only drive and sucks. Clip that, Dylan. I'm gonna send it to him.
Jesus, man, that's rude just to comment on someone like that. That is a little uncalled for a guy who's not here. Yeah, we're gonna include them in the rankings. Anybody that's golfed with us this summer all together kind of thing in some foursomes is gonna get ranked here. 1 through 6, you can kind of put people in kind of like tiers. If you have like 1 tier and then like a 2 tier of 2 guys and then 3 tiers of 3 guys. However you want to do it, don't care. I'm down to listen. I would like to go last. We'll let Bruce go first.
I could give a shit, so I'm gonna put myself last.
That I will say this. I'm going to step in and say you have regressed this year, and you look like fucking shit.
Such a dick.
my God.
Jesus
This is
Christ.
rude.
You look okay in scrambles, but you look like fucking shit. And you shot at what Liam told me how bad you looked the other day. That's embarrassing.
That was a terrible.
That's-
that was one of the worst rounds I've
That's
ever played in my
embarrassing
life.
to get a phone call from someone who's a good golfer and be like, dude, I would have rather played with my 6-month-old infant son.
That's not what he said.
Okay.
Because he had a whole heart to heart in the parking lot with me because he was hammered about how much fun that was.
Jesus.
But yeah, I'm
You're
gonna put myself
bad.
last.
You're bad right now.
Probably Ryan right before me. And then I guess I'll throw Blake on there because he probably doesn't play as much as Awas, and then I'll go Awas, and then Pacho because you're a piece of shit, and then I'll put Josh first.
He knows
love
I'm
Bruce.
number one. He knows
I
I'm
love
number
Bruce.
one. Nylop hasn't beaten me head to head.
You've never beaten me
one-on-one.
head to head. We
Bro,
played
I
one
beat
time,
you. I
it was-
beat you at the Fountain Cup. Boom.
I beat you at the first Fountain Cup then.
Yeah, I didn't say you didn't beat me head to head, did I? You said
just
that.
said Nylop. You started this with Nylop has never beaten me one-on-one.
I said you have
That's a
not beat
fact.
me one-on-one in the last
Yeah,
year.
you said
No, you just added the last year part.
The
right
first
here.
Fountain Cup was 2019.
It was the year before you won. It was a difference of a year. What does that?
Oh, the bubble Fountain Cup? That doesn't count.
Oh,
COVID-
come on.
COVID
Bubble
cups?
Come on.
The felt cups? You weren't even putting that day. You just hit the stick 3 times and it went in.
I was chipping off the fucking wall.
I don't.
To be
I
fair.
honestly don't remember that very well.
The chipping did save me. I wasn't like I drove it okay. Wasn't hitting irons good, but the fucking wedge was just on.
No,
one
but
that day.
those are going to be my rankings too, because I'm not going to rank myself one because I like being the underdog. But let me tell you something, Bruce. I don't know what it is, but you need some work, man.
Hey,
because
lick my ass.
you call a Waslow. I've seen the last 2 rounds. I've seen things that you've never
He's slow
done.
because he's having to take 8 shots a fucking hole. It's just not his fault. He's got to just take 3 more than everybody else.
I'll go.
That would be my fault, but
I'll go. I'll say it's me and Nyloff in the top tier. Like, it's not even close anymore. It's just kind of embarrassing, the separation that's there. And then it's a Wasp, but a Wasp can play.
I'll give a Wasp credit. I have seen
a Wasp-
vast improvement as of
Yeah,
recent.
a Wasp
to be
well,
is
fair.
like-
because he plays more than anybody else.
It's
He
'cause
doesn't. He
has-
doesn't work in the summer. He golfs every day.
You can't make
he's
that-
golfed
you can-
like 5 days in a row, dude. He's
Okay,
something
that's-
really lovely.
that's-
You cannot hate the grind. I respect
No.
the grind.
No,
Absolutely.
I'm not. It's not.
I don't
like,
golf.
I'm not
I don't golf 5 days a
disparaging
week,
him.
but I can just beat you guys.
You've been
that's-
golfing a lot longer than he has.
No, I agree, but I think Awas has seen the biggest from here to here growth since you did it, Bruce, a few years ago, and then now I don't know what's happened. To your
Well,
game.
Was literally just started playing golf like in 2020.
Yeah, he's gotten very
started to really find some consistency.
yeah,
which-
and he doesn't
which is
and he
good.
doesn't miss shots wide or like
If it goes wide,
Bad.
it's not terribly. It's just like,
No.
all right, I'm in the rough, or and instead of being on the green, I'm 20 yards right of the green, but it's in play kind of thing. He keeps it in play pretty well.
yeah. So I'll put Awas and I'll put Bruce in that tier because I do have a soft spot for him on the golf course because he can show up, but it's like
Why the fuck is Blake not on anybody's rankings?
Blake's
I had him.
if I'm throwing Blake in there,
Oh.
Blake is better than you, Nyloff, because he saved your ass on that scramble. Blake is in tier 3. Blake is in the first tier with me.
Okay,
and Josh.
no offense to either Bruce or Blake, but on the first day we
No.
took like fucking 65% of my shots. The second day,
Nah, Blake's
we didn't
chipping
even
was
take-
lights out, brother.
I didn't even think we took more than a third at most of my shots. The second day, I was pretty much useless, and I probably closer to only 25%. But the first day, I was fucking hitting greens every single hole. I was hitting chips close to the hole. It was what I was doing. You cannot take that
We
away.
were taking a lot of Blake's drives.
I never said anything
And a
about
lot
altitude
of
the driver.
those Texas wedges, those long Texas wedges Blake had were fucking disgusting. I'm like, I don't know what you want me to, like Ryan would look
All
at
right,
me and
so
like, I don't know what you want me to do. But I
60, it's probably 60, 35, and then the rest was Bruce.
I don't care. The tiers are me, Blake, and Nyloff.
75%, jackass.
Tier
It
2.
might have only been 5% day one, but we took a lot of your shots that you kind of rose up even above me, I think, day 2 with your shots. If we're just
Tier
being
2.
candid.
Awas and Bruce. When Bruce if Bruce is gonna show up, pound 6 beers, and have 2 Jack and Cokes, he plays good. If he's gonna be a little bitch and complain, he plays like a fucking girl. And then the last tier is Ryan and Domina. Ryan just doesn't get out enough, and Domina just drives the ball and wants to quit after he gets an 8 on a par 3, a circle 8, that is. So that's all I got. Dylan, I don't know how good you are at golf or if you golf, but I'm sure you could come in and probably beat Ryan or.
I'm so good I'd never golf. I don't want to show you guys up.
That's fair. But
Makes
I don't
sense.
know.
It hurt my feelings. Blake, let's get into Blake's rankings here. Let's not forget people here.
Yep.
Blake
So I
always
got-
golf with us.
Got my fearless leader Nyloff at number 1, obviously. Then I got Nick right behind him, close second. And then I actually
It's
have
definitely a lot closer.
yeah. I'm just gonna put
I'm getting
Ryan
better.
and Wasp, me and Bruce all together
100%.
because I seen Ryan on Saturday. He sucked dick, and then on Sunday,
He kind of
Sunday
came
it was
alive
the
on
lesson.
Sunday. On
man
Sunday,
was
he
lights
really
out.
came alive.
See, that's Ryan, though. He's the most streaky golfer I've ever been with because he'll have like 5 holes where if we weren't playing a scramble, he would birdie every hole by himself. And then he disappears.
Par. I
It's
would
like
say par every hole.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant. But there were like those like 3 or 4 holes in a row at Silver where he drove the green, and then I like missed like a 15-foot putt, and then he turned around. He's like, I can't do this by myself. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? I've had 22 holes by myself the entire weekend. Sorry, I missed 3 or 4.
To be fair, that's
I
the same
respect
shit
that
you
guy
would
for
do.
hustling through
I
it and
never-
then talking
when
about
I'm in a
it and coming at the
scramble-
team. That's awesome.
When I'm a scramble teammate, I never say that shit to my teammates. Never.
He says it to me, who's on the opposing team.
Yes.
He whispers it to me.
Yes.
He's got to get it out. He's got to get it out. Don't think he's not saying it.
Yeah,
I was
I'm
gonna say
saying it.
I've heard him talk shit about every single
Oh
one
my
of his
God,
partners,
Coyote.
including me.
Coyote, there was like 3 separate occasions where he just kind of came up to me and he just whispers, "These guys are fucking useless."
He said, no, I walked up to Blake. I'm like, my fucking back is going to break.
He did. Yeah, I think I heard that too.
I mean,
That is funny.
he's called a few of his teammates mental midgets hundreds of times.
It's the truth.
Getting into my rankings, tier 1, I'm gonna have.
What is
right-
the? Oh, you're talking about golf still.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, we'll get into that right after this. Real quick. It shouldn't take too long. I think, and it's an interesting topic that I think will go well. I got myself and Nick in the same tier up at the top. I think my driving game this year has been extremely spotty, and I'm hitting everything else pretty well. But last year I kind of lived off the driver and being able to hit it in the fairway, and this year I'm struggling. Can't keep it in the fairway. Having to scramble on a lot of holes, hurting scoring. And Nick has been showing nothing but consistency so far this year. I think I've only seen him chunk 1-2 shots out of quite a few rounds. It's good stuff. He's scoring well. He's not hitting it fucking perfect on every hole, but he's putting himself not in bad situations when he hits a bad one. His misses are not bad. I got him right up here with me. And until I can get the driver straight, I'm not going to even rank myself above him. So tier 2. Tier 2, I'm going to have a Was. I'm also going to have Blake. However, I will preface this. Blake, you'll have an asterisk on there. I've only seen you in a scramble. I haven't seen you play the solo ball yet. So I'm not going to let that hurt you or boost you. But just based off of what I saw in the scramble play and the value you did bring to the team on both days, there was a great value. I'm going to give you the rock in the second tier. I'm going to drop down to tier 3. I got Bruce. I got a Was. Or not a Was. I got Ryan. I'm basing this solely off of one weekend of Ryan this year. And, I mean, we saw some good shots. I still think he would have potentially struggled with some of the bad shots he hit on Sunday if he was playing his own ball. But Saturday, I mean, that's a 120 round we're looking at on Saturday if Ryan's playing by himself. So, and Brucey's just had a really slow start. A lot of time left, Bruce. If you can just find some consistency with contact here, I think he'll be back. I think he just needs to get out a little bit more, try and play maybe once a week at least. And I think he's back. Maybe hit the driving range a little bit too.
Yeah, and that's Bruce. I'm being honest with you. The way Was is playing and the advances in modern medicine, you better figure it out. Otherwise, you're going to get kicked out of the foursome. Because we can't be playing with a handicap kid.
Chill.
When you play without me,
please.
the replacement is a handicap kid.
Fair. Good point.
Jesus
but what I will bleep that out too. Jesus fucking Christ, guys, come on now.
At least I don't drive home drunk every time.
Bleep that out too.
Leave it.
We're at minute 1. We're probably at right around the hour mark.
At least I don't drive other people home drunk.
Nobody does.
Bleep that out. All right.
Nah, Nick,
Nobody
Nick
does. Nobody does.
Stop.
Nick got a
Nobody
ride
does.
home from a drunk guy.
What was I saying?
No comment.
But yeah, I don't think Bruce would ever get knocked out, really. I mean, Ryan's not available very often.
No, I'm just talking shit, but he needs to be better because there was one point this year. It was our round before Awas, me, Bruce, and Domina we did singles stroke. We did by number of strokes at the end, which everyone refuses to do now because I won 150 off each of these clowns. But I won by 10 strokes at my home course, Broken Arrow. And Bruce texted me before the round and said, I'm feeling really good. And then, since that point, I've never seen someone play worse.
Shot a 101 that day, and it hasn't gotten better.
What are we thinking? When do we want to do this Fountain Cup? And I gotta also.
No, it's up to you, guy.
I also gotta raise the question: does a Wasp get the nod in the Fountain Cup?
I mean, if we
We're
do it
gonna
on a
have
Saturday,
to book 2 tee times.
well, or if we do it on if it falls on a Saturday.
Do we see if we can get Blake to potentially come up one weekend? Maybe find like a weekend, put something together. We get 2 tee times. We do 3 and 3.
I need to play Fountain soon. I haven't played it all year, and
I think we could get enough to do 4 and 4.
Who are we adding that I really want to be a part of the Fountain Cup, though? You know, I don't want Liam involved strictly because he's just so far in advance.
He'll just win. He'll just beat everybody.
I don't want to have to try and come up with some sort of handicapping system. I would if you guys wanted some strokes.
No, Liam's. No offense to Liam, he's too good. Nyloff and I can get. Nyloff and I can get to that point if we keep playing for like the next 5 years at the rate we are, but that guy's too good right now.
I don't think he can get the nod. With us 4, Ryan and Awas, that's 6. But who else are we thinking for that 7-8 spot? I'd almost rather do 3 and 3, right? You'd make 2 tee times for 3.
I mean,
you're probably not going to get there.
You could throw Domina in.
Yeah, but will he get off the leash? It's a wild card.
You could throw Domina. That's a very fair
if we gave him a heads up, we could probably throw him in.
If we do it a Sunday, Ryan's in, Awas is in.
We could definitely do it a Sunday.
I'm
just
counting
early.
I'm saying counting Ryan. So we'd have like if we throw Domina in and we can get Blake out here, that would be 7, and then we would just need 1 more. And then at that point, it's just like, whose money do you want to take?
Yeah,
we could call.
If we get 8, we could do like a.
We could call.
All right, so we do $100 a person, right? So that's 800. First place 500, second place 200, and third place gets their money back.
I like that.
So there's tiers to get to. I'm okay if we want to sit down before the round, and get a small handicapping space put in there for some people, even just like 3 shots in the round, just give them a little something boost. If nobody wants to do that, I am more than happy to sign up for that. But
Nobody gets that.
Okay. I'm
I don't
gonna
want your
let the
fucking
lower tier
charity
guys
shots.
speak. All right.
I don't want your fucking charity shots.
And it's by strokes, not holes won.
Oh, 100%.
It's always
Okay.
strokes.
It's always strokes.
I had this argument with Awas on Saturday, and we were doing holes
Well,
won.
Lost is a baby back bitch because he'll shoot like a par and then he'll get an 8 and then he'll be like, well, no, I'm only 1 hole down. It's like, no, you're 5 strokes back now.
Yeah. We just got to make sure people understand that. But yeah, no, Fountain Cup soon. I'm actually maybe I'll play Fountain Friday. I might. Actually, I might not. Probably not. Maybe this week though I'll play Fountain. But
we'll have to sit down. We'll have to get on the books.
We should get a golf weekend to Ryan's Lake House too. It's free room and board, and there's some nice courses up there.
He's on Bass Lake, right?
Correct.
So we planned that correctly. We could go out there and plan some Notre Dame shit with my cousin because they got a place out there.
Yeah, we can do like some fall golfing or something.
September golf, late September. That'd be dope.
That would be dope.
In Indiana.
All right, now let's get to the top 3 and get the hell out of here.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get into the top 3 tonight. We got another one. I believe, resonates with 2 people in this call. Formerly resonated with another 2. We're going to do top 3 favorite bachelor party destinations. Top 3 bachelor party destinations for the boys. You can put a little background as to what you'd be doing in there as well if you would like. Top 3 bachelor party destinations. We're going to start over with our main man, the one who was married first in this group. We're going to let Dylan go with his top 3 bachelor destinations.
Oh.
Guy who's done it.
Well, I went to Vegas. That was pretty.
You had a time.
I had a time. Leave out the details.
No details required.
I don't. We were thinking when my guys are planning it, they were thinking New Orleans. New Orleans was a top contender, and then I don't know about number 3. I guess it just depends on like where you would want to go. Do you want to go somewhere like remote, like a fucking cabin or some shit, or to like a out of country experience? So that third one's, we'll leave it as other. But Vegas and New Orleans for sure were 2 top destinations that I was thinking about.
Very good. Very good. I like that list a lot. We're going to go up to the guy who did it shortly after, the big fella who just went. Blake, we're going to take it out onto you, my friend. Give us your top 3 bachelor party ideas, trips, etc.
Yep, so they obviously all have to include golf of some sort.
Love it.
And then
absolutely
fishing.
Adore it.
Yep, so honestly, location does not matter. That's why we ended up in Dubuque, Iowa, just getting after it, fishing on the Mississippi and golfing. So honestly, if you got those two things, that's where I want to be. Doesn't matter location.
Awesome. So what we're gonna say for Blake's top 3 is fishing/golf, 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 and that's
anywhere in the world. Well, you gotta have Dubuque,
location.
Iowa. You gotta have Dubuque, Iowa as number 1.
And then give me 2 other towns, Blake. Give me 2 other towns for your 2 other golfing and fishing trips.
Give me Montana.
Oh, that's a good one.
The sneaky great one.
Going musky fishing, huh?
And then going Knoxville, Tennessee.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Awesome. Well, we'll go to me because I believe it's me next, and then shortly after would be Nick, if I'm remembering correctly. At number 3, give me Key West. Give me Key West. I've been there a couple times in some special time periods. Both of which New Year's Eve, and just a special place, a place where you kind of really feel like you're almost in another country. And it's kind of like there's just a strip, everyone's drinking, having a good time, and everyone's kind of there to party. It's one of the biggest things that you can do. So give me Key West at number 3. There's also a golf course you can play there, Blake, and you can do deep sea fishing as well if you wanted to. So those are some things that can be thrown in. Number 2, give me Vegas. Give me Vegas. I think, if I was ever going to do Vegas, I'd obviously really, really, really ball out, get a nice hotel room, really spend it at the casinos, and maybe even spend it on a Wolf Creek. I don't know has anybody seen videos or heard of Wolf Creek Golf Course in Las Vegas? If you haven't, take your phone out and look it up. It's fucking beautiful. It's on my top 10 bucket lists. Absolutely phenomenal. Some excellent cuisine and food as well in Vegas. I got Vegas at number 2. And number 1, doesn't matter where it is. It's just a certified golf trip with the boys. A certified golf trip, whether you're renting a cabin, or renting, a nice Airbnb somewhere. Golf trip with the boys where you're going out for most of the day golfing, just chilling, grilling, and having a great fucking time afterwards. I can't read that either. It's still blurry.
Yeah, it's blurry, Nick. You give it up.
I'm seeing
boobs.
Speedos.
It says boobs.
Okay, I thought it was Speedo. Yeah, you know what? Fucking throw that in there too, right? We're by the pool after a round of golf. Everybody's wearing Speedos, tight Speedos. The drinks are flowing. The boys are playing all sorts of different card games. Some poker here and there. Give me golf trip at number 1, anywhere. Just would be a phenomenal time. Be a golf trip on crack. It'd be a golf trip with the boys, which is already heavenly on crack because of the added element. Nick, we're going to go over to you. Top 3 bachelor party destinations trips for the boys.
Gotta pick Miami because you can do
shit.
Golf. You can do Carbone at night, and then you can go out and go clubbing. And then the next day you can do jet skis all day. Whatever you want. Miami would be great, and it's a quick trip similar to Vegas. Do 3-4 days
Big
there.
Booty Latinas everywhere.
No comment.
Bruce is down for Miami, bro.
At number 2, Vegas is so easy. Let me pick a lake house in Michigan or something. Again, golfing, getting drunk, doing boating activities, bonfires at night with the boys.
Boating activities, that's a good one. That's
but it's got to have activities include fishing.
It's got to have 3 things. It's got to have boating activities, which includes fishing, golf, and just quality time with the boys. Those conversations that go on forever when you're hammered and they're just reminiscing about good times and good fun. That's what it's all about. And then number 1, and I think this is where mine will be, is Nashville. There's just so many good spots to golf, and then you can hit the town at night that it's really convenient. So I think that's what mine will be. But I agree with Nyloff. There's going to be golf. There's going to be a ton of gambling. There's hopefully going to be some boating activities, but at the end of the day,
boating activities. Whoa. Okay.
I said boating. I meant to say boating if I didn't.
For that.
But
just tell me when to book my ticket.
The funny part is, I think it's no different from like any other time. Like Nyloff's in town and we golf like back-to-back days, and we're just on the course slugging down beers, and then somehow end up at Bruce's or somewhere after, and our significant others are just dragged along for the entire weekend.
Except it's on crack because they won't even be there.
Exactly.
You've got no remissions to deal with until you get home.
Josh's bachelor party, he's going to have reckless abandon for both his health and his wallet.
Dude, for mine, I'm just going. You remember when LeBron used to do 0 dark 30 23 for the playoffs? And do no social media.
You're just gonna shut your phone off for 48 hours.
I'm just gonna shut it off or like just fucking throw it
72
away.
Straight hours, baby, and then go buy the new model.
Chuck it in a lake on a course, and then go get
it.
What's your number one, Nick? You said Nashville, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. That'd be cool. Bruce, we're gonna take it down.
The most single guy on this podcast.
Hey man, come on.
It's the truth.
It's very true. It's not the most. It's the only single guy. We have 2 guys that are already officially married and 2 guys who are engaged.
Hey, Bruce.
One guy who, let me tell you, even if it's 15 years from now, Bruce,
I can't even get my phone to ring, let alone give a girl a ring.
Hey, Bruce, we'll let your right hand pick these places, okay?
Jesus Christ. All right,
I think we kind of both just picked both of ours.
Or is it still the old Dyson vacuum cleaner Jeannie has?
Dear Lord, I've never stuck my dick in a vacuum cleaner. I promise you that. Promise you that.
The old
I'm not Doofy from fucking Scary Movie.
He's sticking it in the pencil sharpener.
Bruce has got one of them fucking rubber booties with the hole in it.
You watch Dave? I got the whole fake person.
Bruce has already invested most of his money into funding for a fucking one of them AI sex robots.
I haven't played much golf because I'm spending all of my money on male sex toys.
On the financing of AI technology.
Can you
Lots
imagine?
Of lube and pocket pussies. All right,
can you imagine if you walked in on Bruce fucking an AI robot?
I'd respect it.
Hopefully it'd be good enough that you wouldn't know it was a robot until I told you after.
All right, got weird.
Okay.
You talking about spending money buying robots? I want a realistic one. You guys gotta watch Dave. He's got one. It's funny.
Bruce, give me your top 3. For whenever it happens.
Well, everybody already did normal shit, so I'm gonna go. Let's start with fucking. Let's get crazy. We'll go with Tijuana. We're south of the border. We can do
Someone's
some
not coming
Mexican
home.
booger sugar.
I was gonna say
Cockfight.
Bruce doesn't want to fucking come home from this thing.
Christ, bro. This guy is trying to fucking get us fucking in fucking different country prisons.
Number 2, we're gonna go to Bogota, Colombia. Go visit.
You're not coming back. You're definitely not coming back.
Bro, we're not. Go
visit. Go visit Pablo Escobar's hippos that are running amok in the country.
Get that number 2 out of here. I'm anybody else for getting rid of Bruce's Colombia. That's not even realistic.
Okay, so instead, number 2 is we're just gonna go camp out in the swamps of the Mississippi Delta in Louisiana and wrestle alligators for a weekend.
That's also just unreal.
And then the number 1 spot, we're just gonna get helicoptered into the middle of the Everglades and then just thrown out, and you gotta find your own way back.
What the fuck, man?
What is wrong?
I fucking love it.
We've covered everything else.
What? It doesn't have to be.
We've done all the golfing and fishing you can do. So let's fucking try something new.
You're nuts, man.
Bruce, I gotta be honest with you, big fella. I wouldn't go to any of those.
Hey, strawberry daiquiris. Why don't you shut the fuck up?
Oh shit.
Wait, what you basically said
It was a
strawberry
bad list. I made a
daiquiris.
bad list. Somebody's got to have a bad list.
Not wrong.
So don't come at me for my bad list when you just had a horrible list.
It was also just kind
You
of.
tried to come at me for my bad list.
I don't think it was
Because
bad. I think it was kind of electric.
It was
Tijuana was
nonsensical.
electric.
It was
I
electric.
kind of wish Tijuana was further up the ladder. I don't know, maybe definitely at least a 2 spot, maybe even 1. Everglades by far number 3 for me.
I feel like Tijuana is like a Vegas almost. You can gamble there, right? You can do anything you want.
You
there.
can gamble on cockfights.
Exactly. That might
have
be
to
better
have-
than Vegas, to be
You
honest.
have to have cash to gamble in Tijuana.
The best kind of. I only.
Ladies and
like-
gentlemen, we'd like to let
They
you know
may
that Frosty
cut your
Takes is brought
fucking
to you
hand
by
off if you-
PETA. Yes, that's right, PETA.
People
And back to
eating
Bruce
tasty
with his
animals.
segment on Mexican cockfighting.
Yeah, people eating tasty animals.
Dylan got that whole joke. Dylan saw the whole structure of that one.
They cooked the loser of the cockfights
PETA
for
and
fucking
cockfighting.
tacos.
Promo code Frosty on Underdog Fantasy Sports. We're winning.
You
at least
cannot
I
bet
am.
on cockfighting on Underdog. I promise.
You cannot, but you can bet on pretty much anything else.
You can
Promo
bet.
code
Brett.
Frosty.
You can bet. Can I get a brat? Can I get a
You
brat
can
5?
Bet
that
on
money
pretty
line?
much anything else. Promo code Frosty. Up to $100 in your
You
first
can't
spot.
say that. That's way too broad.
Up to $100 in your first spot.
We love you, underdog.
We do. That we do.
We
You can
love
say that.
Underdog.
You can say that a lot.
We
You can
love
also
it.
say promo code Frosty as much as you want.
Promo code Frosty. All right, folks. We'll see you next week. As always, we appreciate.
Oh, no. I have one thing to say. 2 things to say.
God.
The White Sox are 4.5 games out of the AL Central.
He's already bought back in. How many games
We
under
just came out
500
with
are
We
they?
just came out with a depressive
How
clip of
many,
him.
how
and
many
now he's
games
back
under
a week
500,
later.
Nick? Don't tell me how many games back.
2.
How many games under 500?
2, Dylan. I will buy your ticket to week 1 if you sit with us. And by us, I mean next to me. But you can be in our group of people. You don't got to sit next to me the whole game. But you got to be with us, our group, the entire game.
It sounds like a miserable time for you.
Are you going to take the deal?
I have to see if my father wants to go to the game first.
Okay. Kenny can sit with us, but I'm not paying for Kenny's ticket. And I won't harass Kenny, but I will harass you.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Think
feel
about
like
that,
if you
Dylan.
harass one, you're harassing both.
No, Kenny's a good man. I wouldn't get in his face.
Incoherently.
Yeah. Even if I didn't sit by him, he'd find a way to harass me.
Oh, dude, I'm fine.
I could be across the stadium and he'd find a way.
I'm
Yeah,
fucking.
Nick's
putting
gonna
the
miss.
phone.
Nick's gonna miss half the game because he's just gonna be wandering around the stadium, going up and down. The aisles,
I'm gonna find.
looking for the few Packer fans in each section until he gets to Dylan.
I'm going to Dylan's house the night before if he doesn't agree to this, and I'm gonna air tag his ass
Just so you could find me at the game.
just so I can date.
He's gonna
Rachel at
wait
the
till
game.
you're asleep and then
Jesus,
stick an
you
air
can't say
tag
that.
up your ass so that he can literally track you from an internal source of your own body that the air.
I feel like that would
Tag
ruin an
becomes.
air tag.
Just think about it, Dylan. It'll be a good time. You can still have fun with
No,
us.
they're waterproof. Air tags are waterproof.
I don't care about the air tag, Nyloff, you airhead.
Up to 24 feet. I don't think Dylan's got 24 feet in him.
There's also not water if you're talking about sticking it up his ass. There's no water in there. At
Yeah,
least
we
it
just gotta worry
shouldn't
about
be.
poop. We're not sticking it all the way up into his stomach, man. That's not possible. We're just sticking it up into the anal cavity.
Hey, the offer's on the table until we buy tickets. So,
Are we done with this? I gotta go let my dog out again.
bro, get a job.
What do you mean get a job? I have a dog with kidney disease.
We'll see you next week, everybody.